Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 28th day of October, 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your families are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in health, along with first responders who every day are trying to save lives, those also that pick up garbage to keep streets and sidewalks and places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia, helping those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that keep this garbage alive. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The New York Knicks are scheduled to play the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. I think it's at 8 o'clock. And it's going to be on Peacock and NBC. Tonight, the Knicks have Karl-Anthony Towns, Yabusele, and McBride all listed as questionable for different reasons. Towns has been dealing with this quad issue, and so he's been dealing with that from the beginning of the season. It must have happened in preseason because from game one, this has been him on the injured list as questionable. Yabusele joins him with a sprained left knee. I don't know what that would mean in terms of the lineup because your power forward right now is OG Anunoby. You could use Josh Hart as a backup there, and I think that's probably what they would do. And then you have Deuce, who is been absent from last game for personal reasons. He's with the team, but they have him as questionable as well, and they really need him back. Now, Mitchell Robinson is very concerning at this point. So I expected him, he's on the trip, right? If he's not going to play, they should have left his ass in New York and let him rehab the left ankle if that's an issue. He's with the team, so I don't know what's going on. All I could do is go by what they say. He's ruled out because of, what do they call it, left ankle management? Okay, but you're going to need this brother to come back and play some ball. I mean, that's the whole point, right? So, but if he's out tonight, then he's out. They've already let us know he's not playing. So I expect Porty again to start. Now, the problem or the question is, really, you want to activate Jemison the third for tonight as well. You want to activate him because you want a nice big man rotation right now, dealing with Giannis and dealing with Miles Turner. You don't have Mitchell Robinson. Now, Mitchell Robinson in the past, him and Turner have had their battles, but mostly Mitchell Robinson has dominated that matchup because he can guard Miles Turner, period. End of story. Miles Turner cannot stop Mitch Rob from getting offensive rebounds. Okay, and that has been the advantage to the Knicks. No Mitch Rob tonight, so that's not going to happen. So you're going to want Porty out there against Miles Turner. Miles Turner is a three-point shooting big, just like Karl-Anthony Towns. The difference is Turner cannot put the ball on the floor the way Towns can. Turner's a tremendous spot-up three-point shooter, and Indiana has multiple people on their personnel that are able to get into the paint and spray the ball out to guys like Turner, and he will kill you in that scenario. So we're going to need somebody mobile as Porty and Jemison to deal with him and not have Karl-Anthony Towns have to play too much five today. I suspect if Yabusele can go, he'll go at the 4 as the backup to Cat. If he can't, Josh Hart will be there to run that at the power forward spot, which is the position he's been playing for the last 3 seasons. So that's probably what's going to happen. We're hoping Deuce gets to play because we need him on both sides of the basketball. We need him offensively. We need him point of attack wise defensively. Now, as far as Milwaukee's concerned, their injury report, Kuzma is questionable because of his ankle. KP Jr., Kevin Porter Jr. is out, and that's a relief actually because he's tough. He's tough. He's not really. I don't recall him being a big Nick killer. He's just a really talented, high level talent in the NBA. He came in Cleveland, then they trade him. He was in. I think he was in Houston, but now he's in Milwaukee, and he seems to have found a home here. And then there's Cole Anthony, who is a Nick killer, coming from New York. His father played in New York. He always comes up big against New York. He's questionable with an illness today. So I would be surprised. He'd have to be really sick not to play against the Knicks. He gets up to play against the Knicks. It's in Milwaukee. He also, in the early part of the season, seems to have found a home after being drafted by the Magic. He seems to have found a home in Milwaukee. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if Kevin Porter Jr. cannot go today, which looks like he's out, Cole Anthony would be the guy that starts at point guard. They have another guy, Ryan Rollins. I don't know him, but then you got A.J. Green, Gary Trent Jr., of course, Giannis and Miles Turner. Bobby Portis backs up Turner. You have Taurean Prince backing up Antetokounmpo. In Kyle Kuzma's day-to-day at the small forward behind Gary Trent Jr. So we'll see. The Knicks, if we can get Deuce in there today, and I think they really do need to activate Jemison. I keep saying that because I think they should have done it last game, but they need that. Now, key thing here for the Knicks is the bench. Now, we all were excited about the possibilities with the new bench coming, but they disappointed all of us against the Heat. Minus 46 ain't gonna cut it. I don't care how much. And then again, see, people focus too much, and even in the question, they kept asking the coach questions about problems on the offense, and the coach kept saying, we're more concerned with the defense. Again, it's a narrative that people just stuck on. You do not win championships in the NBA unless you first play high-level defense. And so minus 46 from the bench ain't going to cut it. Also, they do need to score now, but they got to play some damn defense. So here, this is why we had questions about people like Tyler Kolek and Jordan Clarkson, not known for defense. Okay, so Kolek has been holding his own in the 2 wins defensively, and it started actually in the preseason, the last 2 games of the preseason. So let's hope he returns to that. Part of the formula to help Kolek defensively, though, is having him out there with 4 defenders, at least 3, but you'd like 4 if you can get 4 guys out there. So Deuce is important in that regard. You want him out there with Kolek. And then, of course, you can put another 3 defenders out there, and you got multiple. You can put Bridges, OG with Deuce. You can put, of course, Ariel, Hooporti, and Jamison. You got options that you can put out there with Kolek to get the most out of him. So that's going to be important. Josh Hart, I wouldn't be surprised if they started him at the 4 today if our guy Yabusele can't go. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. The Knicks really need a big lineup against Milwaukee. Milwaukee got a lot of size. So I think they're going to start Hooporti again. And I'm glad. Hooporti needs to get this experience. He really does. And it's early in the season. He needs to get consistent minutes and so the Knicks are going to have nights where they don't, like they did against Boston, where Boston was they had 2 guys that they have no chance in hell of guarding in Tillman and Caters. They had no chance in hell of guarding Cat. So that's why you started Cat at the 5. And you're going to have that sometimes. But I'm thinking most of the time you're going to have a guy like Hooporti or Mitchell Robinson, obviously, if he's available. So Mitchell Robinson's not available today. Hooporti is going to be available. Got to play him. So him and Jemison, Trey Jemison III, they both should be activated and be ready to go and play some 5 today. Hopefully Deuce's family issues are such that he got it under control and he could play also. So this is a big game. We definitely missed Deuce last game on both sides of the basketball. The bench missed him tremendously. And again, that's why you cannot start Deuce. I know there's a lot of narratives out there now about starting him. I'm Deuce high, but it's stupid to start him if you got nothing on the bench. You need the bench production. Even Tibbs knew that, because there were times where people asked him, why don't you start him? He said, we need the bench production. And he was right. You need two sides of the basketball. You need a point of attack defense, and you need the offense. You can play Deuce 30 minutes and let him play with first unit too, and they do that. In fact, the game they beat Boston, Deuce closed with the first unit. Okay, that's cool. They could do that, but you got to have that bench production on both sides of the ball. Deuce provides that. Okay, until Yabusele and Clarkson get comfortable, you're going to really need Deuce. So I'm hoping, like right now, Clarkson is averaging 15 minutes a game and 6 points. Yabusele is averaging 14 minutes a game and 2 points. The thing is that Clarkson right now, he's getting about 8 shots a game, and that's good. That's a good number for him. He should be getting more than 6 points. And then Yabusele's only taking like 3 shots a game, and that's cool if he's out there for defense. So I don't mind that at all. Now, Deuce so far, he gets 9 field goal attempts per game. He is scoring 12 and about 13 points a game, right? And he is shooting 40% from 3. You're going to need that. I mean, see, so that's what I mean. To me, the key today is you want to have Hoop Party, you want to have Jemison. You want to, hopefully you get Deuce. That's the key. Then just play the game that y'all been planning to play. Push the ball, lower your turnovers, out rebound them, or at least stay with them on the boards. Knicks are averaging 51 boards a game. Stay with them, and then hopefully if your 3-point is dropping, it's going to be a nice night. If your 3 is dropping, it'll be a nice night. It hasn't been dropping for them, so far. The Knicks are shooting 33% from the 3-point line as a team. If they could raise that, they got the ability to raise that. When you're talking about Jalen Brunson right now is shooting 33% from 3. He's better than that. And I believe he's going to end up close to 40 or above that from the 3-point line. Karl-Anthony Towns hasn't even got warmed up. He's shooting 39% from 3. And then you got Mikal shooting 50% from 3. OG shooting 36. Those are decent numbers. And Deuce is shooting 40. So they just need to keep that up. Now, the bench unit, Shaman is shooting 33. He is a way better shooter than that. So I feel like that's going to improve, okay? Yabusele has got to be doing better than freaking 14% from 3. I'm not saying he should be Stephen Curry, but daggone, he got to be at least 33, okay? And then Kolek is shooting 25% from 3, and I'm believing he's a better shooter than that also. Like I said, I think I'm going to see Kolek up around 40 before the end of the season. Clarkson is shooting 20% from 3. Now, Clarkson's a scorer. What does that mean? He gets buckets in different ways. He's not necessarily a spot-up shooter, but daggone, he's better than that. He really is better than that. So I'm feeling like as a team, eventually the shooting will come around. What we need tonight, immediately, defense. Immediately. We need defense. And so that's why I'm hoping Deuce is there. That's why I'm hoping they activate Jemison tonight. That's why I'm hoping they start Hoop Porty, and I think they will. We need defense like now. Okay? They were averaging giving up about 98 to 100 points a game first 2 games. And that changed. This last game they gave 115. They got to do better. Defense got to be better. And what was really bad, the Knicks were taking a foul shot. Off the made foul shot. The Heat got a fast break layup. That used to be, before Tibbs, they used to do that. Teams used to do that against the Knicks all the time. Okay? You cannot do that. That's the kiss of death in the NBA. That means you're a lottery team, and the Knicks are not a lottery team. You cannot let your opponent get a fast break bucket, a layup off a made basket, any made basket. That cannot happen. Okay, so that has got. I'm expecting an immediate fix on that from Mr. Brown. Immediate, so that they'll be back on defense and they'll be ready to go. Okay, now again, I know the absence of Deuce hurts this. They just got to get it done. But if Deuce is there, that's going to help a lot. That's going to help a lot. So let's see. It's going to be 50-50. I don't know what to expect today. I can't say the Knicks are going to win for sure. Of course, we're all pulling for them to win. It's going to be 50-50, though. If is Deuce going to play, that's going to be a huge tell. Are they going to activate Jemison? That's going to be a huge tell. Okay? We got to see. Is Clarkson, Kolek, and Yabusele, are they all going to be a little step up today defensively? That's going to be a big tell. I'm not worried about Josh Hart. Josh Hart is going to come to play. He always does. That's one of the things we love about him. That's one of the things, to me, makes him very valuable. He's always tough. He's not like an offensive juggernaut, but he's always around the basketball, always. And he comes to play every night. So we're going to get that from him. That I know. Okay? So that's a good thing you could take to the bank. If Brunson is playing like Brunson played great against the Heat. Problem was, nobody else did on the bench. In fact, the whole starter unit I mentioned, they played good against the Heat. They really did. They just needed bench help. Same thing tonight. Okay? So we got to see how this works. We'll see what happens. 8 o'clock, I think it is. 8 o'clock or 8:30 tonight. So, tonight the Knicks play at 8 o'clock on Peacock against Milwaukee. So let's get this dub, y'all. Let's do what we got to do. A win would be very good for a variety of reasons. So let's see if they can get this done. Y'all, please enjoy the game. Of course, as always, if they don't win, it's not the end of the world. If they do win, they're not going undefeated for the rest of the season. Remember that. Some of y'all need to have that reminder because y'all be tripping. Anyway, enjoy the game. I'm going to. And then we'll talk about it tomorrow. Sure.